Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to One Hub Racing. We're here for the final round of the season at Suzuka in Japan, and alongside me as always is my good friend Dane. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good, thank you. And the season has just flown by, hasn't it? Of course, we are now in the 10th round, the final round of the season today. We're going to be racing at the Japanese Grand Prix, the Suzuka circuit. Of course, a track that is 3.6 miles long, 18 corners, and these drivers will be navigating that 27 times this race with only one DRS zone. And the track direction goes in a figure of 8 circuit, so it is a very interesting circuit, of course. And Suzuka, it just has a very rich history, doesn't it? And it's a very enjoyable track, don't you agree?
Yeah, it is for sure. And in the past, it used to be the historic end of the Formula 1 season. Not so much anymore now, but we have seen in the past really good moments in the championship and some bad moments as well. And yeah, it's a good track, and it's a real driver circuit. I think overtaking around here is not the easiest with that one DRS straight, but I really do enjoy watching a car on board around here because you got the first section of S's, turn one, and on the S's, which watching the car through there in full flight is a beauty. And also there are moments where you can overtake, such as you can maybe fancy a cheeky dive bomb into the Castro Triangle after 130. Yeah, that's a possible overtaking manoeuvre. And also into turn one, it is possible, but it can go wrong because it's quite a high-speed corner. If you're going side by side around there, you've got to really make sure the car overtaking you is giving you room. Because I have seen in the past instance there in league racing, especially at the start. I think the start of this race could be quite difficult because it's such a tight first sector.
Yeah, of course, as you said, and of course the last time we raced at the circuit was actually in season 14, and that was back when we had the podium tier, which was known as the lowest tier, and the top 3 for that was Baris YV, Pizza Parker, and Nexus Iceman. And of course a lot of these drivers, some of them don't race one up anymore, and the others ended up in a lot higher tiers. So it has been a very long time since we have raced here at Suzuka in One Hub. Of course, we have had 7 Grand Prix held here. And in one of them, I actually have some really good history through there, being able to take the win in one of these races. But moving on later in the media day, of course, we have our hot and cold list in the prospect here. Our driver who is in stunning form at the moment is Apex Rogue, of course. Now that the championship is wrapped up, it seems Suzuka has decided to loosen his grip on the top steps of the podium, and Rogue was the latest to benefit. He scored his first win of the season last week, and it was a very dominant performance from the Renault drivers indeed, and the co-driver was Liam JHMC. Of course, Liam fell foul to the new stricter penalty system in the prospect tier last week, receiving 30 seconds worth of time penalties, and as a result that moved him out from inside of the points in 10th to outside of the points in 13th. But despite this, however, he is still in the running for runner-up in the championship, so he does have 1 round left to secure that top 3 in the championship and actually get himself a trophy. But Liam, he's just been in very poor form in these past rounds.
Yeah, that penalty last week was a killer for him because it dropped him out of 3rd place. So yeah, he's still in the running for 2nd championship, but it requires a bit of luck, I believe. I believe he can still fight 3rd place. But another interesting film last week, you mentioned the win last week for Apex Rogue, but his teammate Alpha finished 2nd. He got driver of the day, so well done him. And also Renault had a 1-2 finish, and they're now right back in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship. In the team's press conference, Renault asked, your form during the second half of the season been really strong in prospect podium. The Pinnacle's not been the best, but what do you think Pinnacle can learn from specifically the prospect drivers? And what they said was, I think the position guys need a bit more confidence. They do show flashes of speed sometimes, but the results never really come through. As an example, the prospect here, they had an amazing second half season with that 1-2 last week, and they show what needs to happen for the other tiers. Just keep progressing throughout the season, and that progress has ensured that the Renault team have a slight chance at the Constructors' Championship, and that's incredible. Because I did mention last week before the race that I think if they had a better start to the season, they would have been in that fight, but they are now for sure. And if they have a repeat of last week's results, Renault will take the Constructors' crown.
Of course they will. They are only 17 points off the 1st place team in Ferrari. Of course, we do have 3 teams in the running to take the Constructors' crown here tonight, and with both Renault drivers being in the lobby tonight, with only one driver being in the McLaren team and the other being in Ferrari, it does look like Renault, although they are quite a bit behind, they are looking in the best position at the moment. And swiftly moving on into the drivers' press conference, this has now been a question for all the drivers in all of the tiers. Reflecting on the season as a whole, which race do you think has been your best performance of the season, and which did you think was your best and worst performance? and why. And of course, bringing up one of the Renault drivers in this too, of course, we have Alpha. Reflecting on this season as a whole, which race do you think was that's the question? And as a whole, this season was a mixed bag. Some good and some bad. My greatest race being in Mexico because of my start, and my worst probably being Hungary because of me retiring out of the race due to my wheel not working properly. So yeah, that performance in Mexico is probably got to be one of the best team performances one has ever seen, hasn't it?
Yeah, because we do get at the start of the race. So you notice it, we do get at the start of the race. We do get glitchy with time. Now I saw him up that high, and for lap 4, I thought it was a timing glitch. But then I saw that Renault in the background, thinking, "Wow, that's incredible." I think Liam mentioned it, what such a good start he had, and it's just amazing. And also Jess Gamer, who got a point last week after Liam's penalty, she was asking the driver's press conference. She answered the question, and she said. Apart from the bottle towards the end of the race, where she would have scored points, the best race at Abu Dhabi, she was able to keep up with a lot of drivers on that day, and she had a lot of fun. But her worst race at Baku, where it's the only way she retired, and she bottled it because she had clumsy mistakes. And I think with that Abu Dhabi race, she could have a lot more points, wouldn't she? Baku race, sorry.
Yeah, of course, back then she did get into a bit of an entanglement with the harsh driver Alex Lilly, I believe it was, and it was just really unfortunate what happened there, just a bit of a miscommunication, but she could have definitely been up for at least 3-4 points in that race and would have beaten which she previously set a couple seasons ago, back in season 15, where she only got 2 points. So she really does have a bit of a battle with herself here to try and beat her previous self points wise, and she's only got 1 round left to do it. But of course 16 drivers here, a little less than usual, so it just means all the more chance for her to be able to get that point.
Yeah, so 12 drivers scoring the point. That's a great opportunity, and I'll quickly run through the points for you because it has got quite interesting. There's another driver in contention in the top 3. So at the moment, Salty Bear is our champion on 158 points. We've got Chufan RP in a strong second place on 110. We've got Gazu who's moved to 3rd place on 99. Liam who's in 4th on 96. Apex Rogue who's 5th on 83. He's still got a chance of 3rd place. Alpha, his teammate, is 6th on 64. Craig Senna is 7th on 54. He's not here tonight, I don't believe. Adam is 8th on 49. Astronauty is 9th on 45. Kingan is 10th on 43. Lily Hart is 11th on 37. We've got TJ who's 12th on 23. MCFC is 13th on 19. Got Jacko who's 14th on 14. Daddy Spritz, who had a decent race last week, on 12th and 15th. Storm is 8th on 16th. Bush Lightyear is 17th on 5. Mac is 4 on 18th place. Jess Gamer's got 19th on 2 points, and Erda, who I believe is not here tonight, is on 0 points. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari lead McLaren for Ferrari on 164 points with McLaren on 158. Renault are in contention again on 147. Red Bull, who look set to secure 4th place on 116. We've got AlphaTauri, who's got a strong 5th place on 97. Alfa Romeo Sauber are 6th on 65, Williams are 7th on 62, Mercedes in 8th place on 58, Haas are 9th on 41, and Racing Point round out the order on 28.
I just got to mention VSMT Adam in one of the Mercedes drivers. Just got to really just pick up a bit of his improvement he's had this season. Of course, I think in the first 5 rounds in the standings, he was 13th, 14th in that region, and he's moved himself up into P8 in the standings, so it's been a really good second half of the season. Of course, he has been nailing some of these qualifying sessions, getting top 5 results, so just got to give a kudos to him. He's had a really good comeback. But here we are for the qualifying session. It looks like we have overcast conditions, so perhaps we may be able to see a little bit of rain nearing the end of this qualifying session.
Yeah, it can rain in Suzuka. The past, and I remember season 10 round here in the podium team where the wet start and the front 5 all came together, so a bit of a wet race. It might really affect that battle for the top 3 in the championship, as we've got a car coming out now. I believe that is our pole man last week, Apex Rogue. And I'll quickly mention our stewards briefing, and they mentioned about the final race attendance and behaviour, and the attendance is down a little bit on last week, but it's 16. It's still a decent number. It's still a decent race there. And their action zones are turn 1, which is quite a high speed slippery corner. Turn 7, it's easy to touch the grass and the gravel on the Dunlop curve. Believe me, I've done that a few times in this league race, so it's quite good advice. And turn 11, The dive bomb, it moves into the hairpin. Braking's very difficult at the best of times, and it can be very easy to run into another car on the entry to the corner if you try and brake and turn at the same time. So you can see some dives into turn 11, but it's really difficult corners. Astronaut is retired already. I believe he's binned it coming out the pits.
Yeah, he has. He just probably gone to the traction a little bit early there. I didn't really see that. I'm just looking at the track map, and that's the only thing I could really think of there. But yeah, it's really unfortunate for Astronaut, and he's left the session. So yeah, I think that might have been him lagging out, because although you start at the back of the grid here, of course I started at the back of the grid here in season 14, and I managed to climb it back up to P6. So you can start at the back of the grid and still get a very good result as long as you know where to pick your overtake. So hopefully he'll jump back into the session for the race and can have a good time for the final round of the season. But going on board with Apex Rogue, of course, the driver who is in hot form right now, he is slowing down this car, getting his tires in check, and now he is onto the throttle through the final corner. Careful not to cut that too much. And now starting on a hot lap here for the Suzuka Grand Prix. We want to keep it as tight as to the wall as possible to minimize the amount of time lost. And of course, going through the top of the straight, hopefully these two cars can get out of the way of him. Indecisive, he does get out of the way, but going through the first corner as well, heavy braking zone, down into fifth gear, double right-hander. Of course, you can make many moves. I've seen many moves made in the past here, but coming through the left right-handers, this is just a driver's joy for the driver, because it's just so fun to just swing the car left and right. And it seems to be enjoying it as well. Of course, he's taking that very nicely, and this is looking like a very good first sector so far. And then through the double right-hander, the diagonal curves, he goes on into 7th gear, then into hard onto the brakes into 4th gear. Careful not to lose too much traction on the exits there. Now through one of the hardest braking zones on the track, the hairpin. Down to 2nd gear, you want to very much ease it into the throttle here, because you can easily lose the traction there through the exit. And then through the long straight, which is basically a long right-hander, just as much as you don't have to brake. And then through spoon, where you brake just after the 50-meter board, goes down into 5th gear, straight into the steering, just to go left once again through the second part of spoon, and then onto the back straight. But you can also see a lot of moves here leading up to the legendary 130R, which used to be a part where you had to lift off in the old F1 cars, but now in these high downforce machines, you can easily take that flat out. And then for the final of the heavy braking zones, he does lock up a little bit, has to recenter his steering just to make sure he doesn't get that invalidation, but still takes it very nicely. And for the final corner, as close to the wall as possible, it's at a 1 minute 26.5.
Yeah, that's a good lap on board. Yeah, nervous in the final part of the Astro Triangle, but yeah, I just saw that for him. I think he'd be happy with that. Obviously, he's a man in qualifying at the moment. He's had quite a few poles, and Salty Bear half a second back already. So I think Apex Rogue is laying a mark here. Maybe if this form was shown early season, Apex Rogue, he might have been able to fight for the championship.
Yeah, 100%, but it's all about consistency. And I think a Salty Bear, I think he may be chilling at the moment. You know, he's already won the World Championship, but he may be feeling a little bit confident for these Renault guys. They won't be able to catch him, but maybe that's why he's so far off. But yeah, as you were saying, Rogue, if he just kept this type of pace at the start of the season, he definitely could have been in contention, because he does have some serious pace. It's just a little bit late. He just decided to show it a little bit late.
Yeah, his Brits cost line in 5th place. We mentioned his teammate, obviously Alpha, of that amazing race last week. He was in the pre-race interviews, and he mentioned he's got a target for today. He's hoping to get top 5 today. I think Alpha's capable a lot more on top 5 today. I think that's quite a conservative target for him. I think he's capable a lot more. He's out in medium tyres, interesting enough, on the first run. Obviously hoping to get a bit more confidence and maybe go for his soft, maybe saving his softs for the race, maybe.
Yeah, I think the strategy here would be soft mediums or soft medium soft, because the softs, they do last quite a while, and the mediums, as far as I can remember, they do last forever. So I think it'll be an easy soft medium soft, or medium soft depending if drivers start outside of the top 10, but it'll be very interesting to see. And of course we have one of our race premium drivers on a lap time, Gazzaman, of course one of One Hub's legendary drivers, one of One Hub's longest serving drivers. He's going through the middle sector right now, and he's been looking like he's on a tidy lap at the moment. It's been looking very nice at the moment. I didn't really see any purple lap times, but Gazzaman, his qualifying performances has really improved this second half of the season, so I have no doubt in my mind he will end up amongst these guys in the top 5, even in the top 3, if he can really nail this lap time. But coming through the first straight, he's probably going to get a tiny bit of slipstream. We have yellow flags, full course yellows, but that's not really going to affect him in the game here. Through the final of the heavy braking zones, where can this lap time put him? I don't think he would have been too affected by the dirty of that horse in front of him. It's not like the horse is doing anything wrong there, he's still on a lap as well, but where can this lap time put him? P3 for nearly a second, off Rogue. Rogue really did set a bit of a blind at the lap time here.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to beat from Rogue. Yeah, Gazza mentioned the past few races, he's been in a couple of times to pole, and I think last week he would have had pole in Mexico. Obviously, he had the penalty, but he would have been the fastest qualifier, but I think he made a bit of a mistake in the final sector last week. So Gazza's definitely shown great form, and Suzuka's a track which I think Gazza quite enjoys. Obviously, he seems better in the races, and he had a decent recovery drive last week from that penalty, from that grid penalty, which wasn't his fault because we saw it last week. He went in the back of the McLaren coming the pits. So yeah, I think Gazza he can still get second place, but I think his main goal will be trying to secure that third place, and he'll get a nice trophy and a voucher if he does that.
Yeah, of course he will get a very nice trophy and a little bit of a nice voucher as well, but I think Gazzaman would want to go for that silver trophy. Of course, silver shines brighter than bronze, so he'll definitely want to go for it. And I think Gazzaman, this is an early prediction, but I think he'll be the one to be able to take that second place. He's a tidy driver, and I think he's probably got the most consistency out of the ones he is battling at the moment, and more outright pace to be able to take that trophy. But still have a long time to go left in this qualifying session, only halfway through, so still got a lot more time for these drivers to improve on their lap times. But yeah, as I said before, Rogue just flying that moment.
Yeah, that's because of that. And Gazza's actually yet to finish top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. He's won 2 Constructors' Championships, he's yet to get that top 3, and I believe that's what he wants to do, and I believe he's got a great opportunity for that. As MCFC boys on lap here, obviously he did top our qualifying night, but his season, it hasn't really gone the way he hoped, I don't think. He's shown flashes of pace, but he hasn't managed to string together a consistent race, I don't think. He's got a good opportunity tonight, I think. Obviously the pressure's off. Obviously his teammate is not here tonight, so he's a sore man for Williams, and MCFC boy, I think he want to end the season on a high, because the season just hasn't gone his way.
Yeah, for a driver that was tough in qualifying night in his tier, to be only be down in 13th in the standings, and he doesn't really seem to be challenging any higher than 12th. It's just been a very, very disappointing season. Of course, the last time he has shown pace to be a top running midfielder, but I think the last time he actually showed some serious pace is all the way back in round 1, all the way back at Austria, where I believe he did qualify in the top 4. So it's been a long time since he has shown serious pace. But to put it in the top 6 right now, it's very solid lap time, but still 5/10 off the cars in front of him.
Yeah, I believe Adam's on the lap now. Adam's running slightly later than everybody else, and as mentioned, Adam, his form recently has been really good. He's been at the front of the midfield, and Adam, the one thing he's missing so far is a podium. Do you think he can maybe get a podium tonight? I think with a bit of luck, it might be possible. I think he's not capable of getting a podium tonight.
He's going to require some serious luck, though. He did go purple in the first sector. I'm not sure if that's a timing glitch or not, but yeah, of course, we have drivers like Gazzaman, Truth, Liam. They're going to give it their absolute all in this race to make sure they can secure their championship spot. So they're not going to be messing about. Of course, you have the front runners, Sotobear and Rogue, so they're not going to be messing about. It's just going to be very, very difficult for Adam. But he has shown promise, he has shown pace, but yeah, he's going to have some serious luck on this side if he's going to be able to beat these top runners.
Yeah, he said his previous interview, he said what he wants to finish Japan. He wants to get a good finish and carry the momentum next season. I think that's a good plan for him. I think if he can get another top 6, I think he'd be happy with that. And he's also mentioned he wants to gain a few places in championship, which I think for him is attainable. I think he can maybe get Craig. Certainly Craig's not racing tonight, so he can definitely get that 7th place in championship with just a top 6 finish. So that's a target for him. That's a decent qual lap for him. Obviously still second off Apex World, but I think that's a good lap for him. As Apex World on a lap, but he's invalidated. So we'll see what Truth and RP can do. He's starting a lap, I believe. Obviously our guy is second championship, and he's picked up some form recently. Obviously he got the podium last week after having that spin early on. That safety car helped him out. He had to stay on the hard tyres, but I think that race last week was a strong drive for him on them hard tyres to keep a podium position, because them hard tyres have no grip in the race.
Yeah, the hard tyres, they're just such an anomaly on these recent F1 games. I think in 2019 they lasted forever, but they were still slow in 2020. I have limited experience, but from my experience they just feel lawful, but I just feel like those tyres that are just a last resort where everything's gone wrong and you just need to make it to the end of the race. But Truth NRP, I think this season for him, he's done a bit of a me. He's just had a very, very strong start to the season, absolutely decimates his chances for a championship midway through the season, and then picks it up and showing that he could have won the championship later on in the season. So a bit of similarities there. I can relate to it a little, so I can understand a little bit how Truth would be feeling. But he'll definitely be wanting to end the season on a high. Of course, going on his second run in qualifying, he might get a little bit of a slipstream here from this Mercedes driver.
Yeah, he did.
But the
Yeah.
Mercedes, yeah, I think he got a little bit caught up well because the Mercedes driver did hold his brakes a little bit aggressively there, but no harm done. And of course, going through the final corner, where could this lap time put him? It's been a tidy lap, I believe, so far. So maybe it could be an improvement on this time. We'll have to see through the final run.
He does improve.
Improvement.
Yeah, he moves to third place. Decent lap there, obviously. I think the killer race for him was Abu Dhabi. Obviously, there was that late safety car. He's actually on course to win the race and penalties, but then he got involved in a lot of incidents. I think his teammate crashed into him when the safety car came in, and he got a spin on the final lap. I think that race. And obviously, he also failed to attend the race as Alpha got a good lap there, only 10 rounds teammate. These Renault guys, I tell you what, these Renault guys may win this Constructors' Championship. That pace, it's incredible. But yeah, on to truth. That Abu Dhabi race, I think, killed the momentum for him. He had a big lead going into that race, and that lead, so back, not looked back since. And obviously, Truth failed, couldn't appear in round 7, and that hurt him as well. So yeah, just 2 bad races, such a short season, it just kills your momentum. Alpha, what a lap by him, Alpha. Obviously, did the mediums, but these Renault guys, I have to say, they're looking really strong here.
Yeah, it's just like, what is this pace been all season? Because if they were like this midway and at the beginning of the season, they would have season 12 Red Bull dominated the season. So it's like, where's this pace been? But they're showing it now, and of course, the Soti Bear, he is in 3rd position. So I still think if the Renaults get the 1-2 and Soti Bear still gets the podium, he still takes home the Constructors' Championship. But these guys, they're just looking very strong at the moment. 4 and 5/10 gap as well.
Yeah, speaking of Red Bull, Gaz has got a better lap in there in 4th place, only a couple of hundredths off Salty Bear, so Gaz has started to turn the wick up a little bit, and we might see Gaz on that second row again. He seems to quite enjoy being that second row of the grid recently, and Gaz, he's not going to give up the second place. He's not going to give up the second place lightly, as Alex Lilliehart crossed line 10th place. Obviously, that wasn't last week, but I think Alex Lilliehart had a strong, consistent season. He's definitely improved his pace from last season, and he's had a lot of 7th places, I've noticed. But yeah, he is. I think Alex Lilliehart should be proud of the season he's had. Obviously, he's took that top 10, and with King not here tonight, he can secure the top 10, I think.
Yeah, he has got the pace for it, and I think, yeah, he has been very consistent this season, and has been he's just been that midfield driver, hasn't he? And I think he can definitely go for that 10th place. He would be aspiring for that 10th place, but he still does have quite a bit of competition around him. Of course, he has Spritz, who is new, so he'll be wanting to battle him. I don't think he's close enough in the championship, but in the race, he has been very aggressive as of late, and I think he's got something to prove. And he's also got TJW battling him as well, so still got some competition around him. So he's definitely not going to have to let his guard down.
No, not for sure. As they've got a bit of a long session, so I could go for the top 10 for you. In pole position, you've got Apex Rogan and Renault, and Alpha, his teammates in 2nd. In 3rd place, our champion, Salty Bear. In 4th place, you've got Gazzaman. 5th, you've got Truth. 6th, you've got Liam. 7th, you've got Adam. 8th, you've got MCFC. 9th, you've got TJ. And 10th, you've got Lilliehart. Obviously, the back of the grid, Jacko, Astronaut, and Storm yet to set times. And obviously, Astronaut will not set a time as he's retired from the session. As a lot of guys are now starting to find laps. I believe the first guy in lap is MCFC was in lap, so a lot of these guys come out laps, and Salty Bear's the first guy to start out flying laps, so we're going board with him. The Alfa Romeo gets out the way nicely there into the pit lanes, looks quite a solid first few corners. The first corner is very slippy, I've noticed. A lot of cars, you can run deep there. You can run deep in turn 1, and if you get a good exit, it doesn't really affect you, but these S sections, there's only one line only, and if you mess up the first S, you'd absolutely win, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, there's a lot of elevation changes going through these S's, so really challenging for these drivers to be able to get that perfect lead. But 4/10 up on his lap time at the moment. This is looking very, very good. Going through the hairpin right now. Takes on board for the rest of this lap because this is looking to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, we're coming through the kick now, approaching the spoon corner. The spoon corner is really, you brake quite late. It's multiple lines taking the spoon corner. He's taking a late apex, and he's going to take a. He'll go in deep. Will he take a late apex? Yes, he does. He's going to get a good exit down here onto the AstroTurf. Just follows that nicely onto the approaching 130R, which is an epic corner. Obviously, it's flat out in modern F1 cars. So we see how he does here, and now come off 130 out to approach the Castro Triangle. 130 out, is he flat? Of course he is. How's he going to approach the Castro Triangle? He brakes nicely. Does he get the Apex nice? Oh, takes a lot of curve there, but it's a nice run through there. This could be a pole position lap coming for Salty Bear. But Apex Rogue's one quicker behind him, but Salty Bear can set the official pole time, does he? No, second place. Apex Rogue though, he's on a quicker lap. But I believe he's invalidated, so he's going to have to hope that lap's enough for him, because I don't think he's going to have enough battery to do another lap. What about Alpha though? Can Alpha get a pole position? He's had one already this season, I believe, and he's had a good first sector. He's slightly up in his time, and the Renault man, he's been number 2 at Renault this season, but I think he fancies a race win tonight. Comes to the hairpin. How's he approach this? He takes another late apex, a bit of twitch on the exit, but it still looks quite decent for him as we're going to approach the spoon corner. Alpha, I think this is his best chance of pole position all season with his front two setting times. I think he's capable of beating that. He'll need to be by 10th and a half. We'll see how he does in sector 2. Sector 2 will come up straight right after spoon curve, come past the support pit lane. How's he looking in sector 2? Oh, he's down. I don't think he's going to do it. He really needs to nail the chicane, because 130, I don't really gain much time there, but the chicane, if he can nail the chicane, he might have an opportunity. But he's got to put back 3 attempts in the chicane. That's going to be quite difficult. He's had a good run though. What can he do? I think he's going to fall short. Runs very close to pit wall, which you have to do, and he moves to second place, so it's a Renault front row, but Apex Rogue's in pole position. What can Truth do? He's slightly up in his time. Gaz started that very late, so he's the last guy across the line, I believe. Truth's on that, but I believe Jess might hold him up here. Jess is on a 5 lap, so Jess does not have to get out of the way, but I believe Truth has caught the traffic at the wrong time.
Yeah, but look right behind him though, he has his championship rival Liam, who just went purple in the first sector, so hopefully Liam doesn't get caught up in this, because Truth is 100% caught up in this. He's going to have to abandon his lap time. His lap time is over, unfortunately for him. But what about Liam? Will Liam be able to improve on his lap time? Of course, he just have 2 cars going side by side in front of him, so that's definitely going to be a bit of a distraction to him. But coming through the halfway through the middle sector, going through sprint curve, and they both get out of the way for him, so it's now up to Liam to decide where he can put his car, and he's made a mistake as well. So for him.
Yeah, he carried too much speed. I think he was going really fast through the first apex. I believe he carried too much speed. He's never going to hold that, of course, and he's binned it. What about Gazza? Can Gazza improve? He started that quite late. Gazza, I believe, down, so not many guys are improving. What about TJ? TJ's improving, but a lot of the guys not improving this final sector. So the top 8, I think, are pretty much secure. Can TJ jump MCSC boy though? He's done a good first sector. He's the only other guy on a real fine lap at the moment. Everybody else in the board is inside on the lap as well. See how he does. He's going to cross the line with 12th place. Good lap for him. What can TJ do? He's up in TJ's on course. He maybe get Adam to 7th place here with a good final sector. Nice run through the chicane. He's going to cross the line. He's going to take a tight line. Yes, he does. This is the fastest line across the line. What can he do? Can he get 7th place? Oh, just misses out by a couple of hundredths. What about Lily? What about MCC? Well, he's on a lap. He's not improving though, I don't believe. Unless he gets found noise in the pits. What about Lily Hart? What can he do? He's down, I believe. I believe everybody is completely lapped now. Jacko, as well as both the Alfa Romeos at the back of the grid, but both Renaults at the front.
Yeah, that's probably got to be one of the most anticlimactic enders to the qualifying session I've ever seen, because there's so many guys that are on lap times so close to each other, and they all then had to end up abandoning it. And of course we just have Alpha. He's just taking his car into the pit lane ever so cruisingly. So I think that's our qualifying session over. Yeah,
I've got some views actually. I'm in the game chat. They mentioned there's going to be heavy rain for start of the race, so well, that could be interesting. Obviously, it might be repeat season 10 if that happens. Heavy rain at the start of the race, and the visibility is going to be very difficult. And you know, that's going to throw everything right up in the air. I think heavy rain at the start of this race.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's just going to take what would usually be the usual winners of maybe Rogue, Alpha or Salty Bear. That's just going to throw everyone in the top 6 into the equation. Of course, it depends how many of these drivers can handle their traction. Of course, the last time we had rain, I believe, was in Austria, and that turned out to be a bonkers race. So that's qualifying gold, and it seems as if that we're going to be in for a cracking race. But running through your final qualification order, we have the 2 Renaults in hot form at the moment. Apex Rogue on pole position, Alpha half a 10th behind him. In 3rd position, we have our world champion of Salty Bear. In 4th position, we have Gazaman taking another 2nd row spot. In 5th place, we have Truth. 6th, we have Liam. 7th, we have Adam. 8th, we have TJ. 9th, we have MCFC. 10th, we have Alex Lilliard. 11th, we have Spritz. 12th, we have Indecisive. 13th, we have Jess. 14th, we have Storm. 15th, we have Jacko. 16th, we have Astronauty. So just getting a decent qualifying, only one place off the points, so points is definitely on the cards for her. And yeah, this top six, although there's a second separating them, that's just going to be minimized completely for the race.
Yeah, I think that race having that might allow Jess to score points further, because I believe if you keep on the track, you'll score points tonight. And I mentioned last time out in Suzuka, the stewards got some interesting facts here. There were 43 seconds worth of penalties. Obviously, last week in Mexico, we had 50 seconds combined in the prospect here. That's because of that inflated penalty system. And well, I want to ask, do you think we might get a 60-second penalty tonight? Because I thought we were going to get one last week, but we haven't got one yet. But that I think the stewards, we said a full wet start, but it looks pretty dry here on my screen. I think might have been kidding us there.
Oh yeah, we've been completely baited here. There is no wet. It's Roker's left the session. Do we probably have some? I'm not sure if we have some lobby issues or not, but as what you were saying earlier about that 60-second time penalty, I wouldn't put it past them because a lot of these drivers are very aggressive and have struggled to time their moves very well. So a 60-second time penalty is definitely off the cards. Although that just sounds completely absurd. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if one of these drivers do pick up a 60-second time penalty. But we do have a driver picking up a 5-second penalty in True NRP because he readied up before Gazman, which is something you are not allowed to do.
No, and that could be crucial in the Constructors' Championship. Obviously, with Ferrari and McLaren, one driver, and Renault, well, are they going to be one driver or not? I'm not sure what's happening. Epic has rejoined, but will he be able to get back in his car? That's one to keep an eye out for. But yeah, as we'll see what happens there. But I'll quickly mention our sponsors. Obviously, Next Level Racing, they are supplying a wheel stand to the winner of the Go and Get Stuff Award, which is the award for drivers outside the top 10 who have outside the top 3, who have completed all post-race and pre-race interviews and attended every race. I believe at the moment there is 13 drivers in contention for that. So, and the draw will be done later on by Jess during the week. So whoever wins that, well done. Hope you enjoy that prize. We've also got our sponsor Liam, who is sponsoring our trophies, and of course there's plenty of trophies to play for tonight. We've got the second and third place in Drivers' Championship. We've got the Constructors' Championship. So we've got the Go and Get Stuff Award trophy and the Commentators' Championship trophy. So good luck to everybody involved in them. And also our prize sponsor is Vespertine, who are sponsoring our prizes. Obviously you've got Amazon or PSN vouchers, whatever your choice, for the champions, the second and third place men, as well as our Go and Get Stuff Award winner, our Commentator Championship winner, and our Constructors Champions. And also finally we've got our new sponsor, Times to Print 3D, and obviously they offer little key rings of like track layout. And obviously this week we're racing Suzuka, so if you fancy buying a Suzuka keyring for your keys, go on that website, put in the code OneHubRacing, and you get 20% discount on that. So yeah, I think that's what's happening there. So and Danestar has left the session too, so yeah, I believe we will be getting a restart. So
I'm asking you saying you left the session.
oh, I think that'd be lobby issues.
Yeah, I'll invite you back, mate. Of course, as we get everything back on the underway, I would like to quickly mention as the drivers line up onto the grid, our race premium drivers. A big shout out to Astorti Bear, Gazman, Apex Row, Craig Senna, VSM. Mate.
Yeah, I'm joining now. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought everyone left the session. I had a bit of a glitch there, so I'm back in. Yeah, quite sure it's our race premium drivers. Obviously, if you do want to go race premium, do go on the website, and you do get a season pass. You can race for the whole calendar year, so you'll be eligible for next season and then next few seasons until the end of March and the end of February. So it's well worth it as we're about to get the race start.
I think someone may be stuck in the loading screen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not another issue on our end.
Yeah.
No, showing strategy.
That is a shame.
Yeah. Hopefully, before the 5 red lights go out, we do have words from one of the drivers. It says, Jeff on the radio says that there will be rain happening in this race, but it's just happening in over 10 minutes. Whether that was meant to be qualifying or in the race, I'm not sure, but hopefully it'll be in the race and it will spice up the strategy here.
Yeah, should be a good race as we get ready to start. I'm sorry about these issues, but they can't be helped at times.
And it's Apex Rogue who had the issues.
Yeah, let's get underway. The lights are coming out. We've got to go. And it's a good start for Apex Rogue. Well, season the goes cards got to rejoin very quickly. Dainstar's left the session. We've got Gazzaman who's alongside. Gazzaman's fighting for the lead, but Alpha defends the inside line, but Gaz's got the outside. Gaz is in the lead. What a start for the Red Bull man. Apex Rogue's out in second place. Alpha's in third. The fight side by side. Apex Rogue's yet to rejoin the session, of course, but Gazzaman is in the lead. What a start by Gazza. So we've got Truth in 5th place, we've got Liam who's in 6th. Truth and Liam are going side by side, and yes, this is very brave from Liam. He needs to get the move done though, if any chance second place for the third in championship, he just get the move done. Not such a good start for Truth there, but Gaza, wow, what a start he had. He's in the lead and he's pulled a big gap already. And his team and Apex Rogue will hopefully rejoin very shortly so he can get back in the race, but it's been a clean start from everybody. No issues as you see Danny Spritz get a bit of a swap on in the Degners, but yeah, he carries on well. As you've got Jacko and Danny Spritz have collided in the hairpin, so they're down the yard. They got wind out. They've got pit, but Gaz is in the lead. Now, what can Apex Rogue do? He's in third place. He's going to rejoin, I believe. Now he's still in a good position, but Gazzaman, what a start from Gazzaman! Incredible. Alpha's on the back though. Alpha is fancying the race win tonight if his teammate hampered by that disconnection. But Alpha's going to have a run here on the Scotsman. There's obviously two Scotsmen in the lead here, but look at one Alpha Scott. He's going to fancy his dive up to Castro Triangle. He thinks about it, but thinks better of it. And Gazman, he's going to lead lap 1 here, but Alpha's on the warpath. I have to say, Alpha looks quicker of the two, but he's run out of ERS on lap 1, so he was very aggressive on the batch at the start of this race. But Gazman is in the lead. Alpha in second, Apex Rogue in third, Salty Bear is in fourth. I believe Alpha is back in his car. Apex Rogue's back in his car, sorry, but Salty Bear's going to have a move, but he's too far back as TJ and Daddy Spritz both in the pits.
Yeah, seems as if I've missed a very eventful start here, but Gazzaman taking the lead from, I believe it was P4 on the grid, so absolutely insane start from the Red Bull man. It's just a shame I was able to miss it, but it seems these front guys have been able to gap themselves out a little bit through the S's. Of course, the dirty air here is definitely going to be a challenge for these drivers to be able to keep nose to nose with each other, but it seems Alpha has not lost that much time to Gazzaman, so Alpha maybe he does have that superior pace to Gazzaman in the race, but Gazzaman, he does have that start and track position here is just very, very, very imperative to have here. So to be able to be in P1 at the moment, he'll be able to fend off for at least till the first stint.
Yeah, Gazzaman gave 3 places. Incredible start by him there. Apex Rogue shot by third, but he's back in his car. Apex Rogue, he hasn't lost out too much because of that. I don't think he'd be too upset with that. Obviously, he would disconnect, but he's still right in the race. It could have been a lot worse for him. He's got MCFC by Lilyheart fighting, I believe, and MCFC's got the move done. Liam's up to 5th. Liam had a good move on Truth and Yeses in lap 1, and Liam, he needs to really win this race, I think, for any chance second place. But Gazzaman is holding strong here. He fancies second, and at the moment, I believe he will get second place over Truth and RP if these positions stay, but these Renault guys and Salty Bear look really quick. They're closing. Look at Alpha. No DRS this lap, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was looking to turn 1, but didn't get such a good exit there. I think Gazzaman will be safe. This is quite a short straight. It's very difficult to take here without DRS.
Yeah, but look at Gazzaman though. He's playing absolute 3D chess here tonight, because look at the ERS he has compared to the other drivers, the Renault drivers. He's on 50, nearly 60, while these guys are in the 30s and struggling, so Gazzaman, he's definitely in control here. I wonder what his game plan here would be tonight, whether to back up the Renaults and allow the drivers behind to be able to battle each other. That would definitely be a game plan for him, which could work. And you know, Gazzaman, he's a smart driver, so he could make stuff like this work. But still, he's getting very close to the back of Rogue. He had a little look around the outside, and Rogue defended the inside there pretty well. Maybe that was a little bit of a mind play from Suzuka to allow Rogue to have a poor run. He's going to have a look around the outside. And there's contact. And Salty Bear is in the wall, and he's no doubt in my mind got damage from that. So that's Salty Bear of the running for the race win here tonight. And what you got to say, a very strong contender for this race win. He's down in the dumps once again.
Yeah, well, according to our data, Salty Bear has not got damage through that, but he will have I think his tyres are quite overheated, so it take a while to warm up. But I think Salty Bear might have got away that terms of damage. But yeah, that's a bit of contact there, and that's massive in the Constructors Championship, because I believe that at the moment I believe Renault are going to win the Constructors Championship if the results stay as it is. We'll keep an eye on it though, because I believe Salty Bear will fight back through the field. But wow, Salty Bear, since he won the championship, it's not gone for him, has it? I think he's just put a foot off the gas. I think. Gazza's pulling away, and I think Apex Rogue is gaining on his teammate. Gazza had a good lap there. Because if Alpha just had DRS, but if anything, Alpha's dropping back into the clutches of his teammate Rogue.
Yeah, Gazzaman is flying at the moment, and the two Renaults, they just seem to be struggling with their ERS. They're pushing as hard as they can. Even Liam is on 73 ERS at the moment, so perhaps the Renaults may not have as much race pace as we thought they have, but I just gotta, maybe just a separate point there. I think for Salty Bear, he's just he did say a couple of rounds ago that if he won the championship, he will turn off line. So maybe he has turned off the line and is just getting used to it. So if that's the case, then kudos to him. We'll leave him a little bit of slack there. But ninth in the order between the horse drivers at the moment, he does have some fighting to do. But back at the front, it seems Gazzaman is just in complete control at the moment. He's got a very nice buffer between him and Liam. He is fighting for third place in this second place in this championship. So he is sitting very pretty at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's looking quite comfortable. And see, Gazzaman mentioned earlier, he's yet to finish in the top 3 in the championship, but he's looking strong so far. These Renault guys, they're putting pressure on, and Alpha's a much better lap. But Gazza he's got the racecraft. Gazza, we know what racecraft he does have, and he's shown it here. He's happy to allow the Renault guys catch, but Alpha's going to have a run. He's going to dive into the inside here. I think it's gonna, but Gazza does have the outside line, but Gazza's going to be a compromise line. Look at the run Alpha's got here. Alpha's going to have a great opportunity to get moving to turn 1. He's going to run the slipstream, he's got a better run, he's going to have DRS. Alpha should get moved on to turn 1, but will Gazza defend the inside line? He has to, but Alpha gives him no option, because he's on the inside as it is, and Alpha should get his moved on. Gazza backs Alpha, and Alpha's in the lead. Can he hold it though? Because he can run right in turn 1, yes he does, and Apex Rogue's having a look at Gazza, but Gazza does hang on, but Alpha took the lead then, and Alpha had a great run out the final corner, allowed him to take the lead, and that's what Alpha needs to do. Now Alpha needs to pull away, because Gazza, with that DRS, he's still going to be a threat.
Yeah, that was very good move. That was very good decision making from Alpha to allow that switchback to be able to get that superior run. But I think now it's time for Gazza to just really sit back and think smart here, because he does have the ERS advantage. He can use that to his advantage. He doesn't really need to waste it. He is going to be in the DRS of Alpha for quite a while, so there's no real need to use his ERS, and he could really have the advantage later on in this race. It's still not over for him in this race, but I don't think Alpha's really going to pull away as such. But these top 6, they're just extremely close to each other at the moment, and I think the next move we might be seeing maybe Liam on Rogue, because Liam has been showing quite a bit of pace as Rogue he didn't get the best of exits, but I don't think Liam was able to capitalize it on that much. He didn't get the best of runs himself. But yeah, this is the closest battle on track at the moment, but I wonder if these guys will just sit in a train here. I think Rogue is more content on using his ERS than the drivers around him, so that will definitely be a hindrance to Liam if he wants to be able to catch up. But going onto the straight again, will Rogue be able to make a move onto Gazzaman? It doesn't seem as if so. It seems he's got a very good exit, but he is gaining ever so slightly, but his ERS deficit. So is Alpha, they're both under 10 ERS, so they're really not managing the ERS. It's just so to makes moves around the outside of MCFC by going into turn 1. Apologies for missing that, but really tidy move, just breaking later, textbook from Salty Bear really. And I think
these running guys, they've got quite aggressive. They don't want to get a clear air, but if you see Gazzaman's like DRS, he's got that ERS advantage, because it is quite difficult. Once you're on that low battery, it's a nightmare to try and recover it. So yeah, so Gazza could just hang on the DRS here. He's in a good position. Also, Salty Bear, if that move on MCC bot, if these guys keep scrapping, Salty Bear within a couple laps, maybe back in league battle. Avoiding damage there for that collision has saved this race a little bit. Because if these guys keep fighting, Salty Bear can be right back in his, and Adam as well. Adam is just about hanging on. Adam's having a strong race so far, and likes the Lihat, and Jess Gamer is actually. And Astronaut is fighting incisively, but I believe Astronaut is still a go, so I don't know if Astronaut rejoined, and MCC has spun it in the approach to spin corner, so MCC boys off the track, and that might allow Storm to catch up. And look at Apex Rogue on the back of Gazza. He's going to go for a move into the hairpin, is he? No, thinks better of it, but Gaza, I think he's out of DRS, so Gaza's going to be vulnerable here as Apex Rogue hits the curb there, gets quite a poor exit, and he's in the pits. So Apex will go for the aggressive strategy now. Liam, is he too far back in Gaza? I believe he is, but Apex Rogue and Truth and IP are both in for the undercut.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how strong the undercut works around this circuit, but it's really good to see these drivers trying different strategies and seeing what they're going for. But of course, if what Jess said was right and there is rain coming in 10 minutes, that might be a bit of a strategical error here. But you can see the clouds, they are getting a little bit darker, so maybe there will be rain coming in a couple of laps time here. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see which strategy these drivers may go for. I think they'll keep the first stint the same, but the second stint is going to be imperative if they go into softs or mediums.
Yeah, Truthman, AP and Apex well both come out in clean air, so they're going to have a bit of an undercut on the medium tyres. But yeah, this track is getting a lot darker, I have to say, and this rain's going to fall sooner. And I have to say, I wonder if these softs, I wonder if them two thought the softs aren't going to last. They thought, come in for an early stop, get a bit of an undercut, and it work out for us, because these softs, they're going to feel very much second hand after the rain, because at the moment the tyre wear for these drivers are in the 50 and 40% range, and the current moment they're going to die out in 3 or 4 laps, and we notice in the rain in this game sometimes it can take 2 or 3 laps for it to wet enough for an inners. So I think them guys, they may have took a strategic gamble to come in early for the medium, so they're sure they have tyres that can last till the wet weather. There's Alpha's in a nice lead here, and Alpha's actually all coming in now actually, so they're all coming each other off. Adam staying out though, and what will sort it better? Will he stay out? No, he's coming in. So Adam is the only guy staying out on the soft tyres.
Yeah, I think these drivers, if they really wanted, I think the smart thing to do would be to go into the softs once again, because the rain the clouds are getting darker a lot quicker, and the track temperature is just going to be decreasing a lot quicker. So maybe going on to the softs would be the best call for these drivers, because the rain is definitely not far off here.
That's what Alpha's done. Alpha's come out on the soft tyres, and he's going to come out Storm's ahead, but he's yet to pit. Alpha's on soft tyres, he's actually in the net lead still, because his teammate is ahead, but Storm, he's going to have to get past Storm pretty quickly. Storm's on old tyres, Alpha's on the back of him in the S section. He's caught up to the wrong section and touches him a little bit. I think he'll be alright, but Alpha's got this movement quickly, because look how congested it's behind him. We've got all the front runners right behind him, so Alpha, we want to get this move done into the Degners, but putting over to him with the Degners, I've never seen that before in a league race, and I don't think Alpha can really do it here, but you want to get me done to the hairpin, I believe, and he's on them soft tyres. He should pull away in theory, but this Mercedes guy is blocking him. He's on the grass. He's not wanting to give up position easily. Storm, he's well entitled to do so, but he runs deep, and surely Alpha will get the better exit here. But no, Storm's holding off, I have to say, pretty well, and Alpha's going to back out of it, but Storm should give him room here, and Alpha should get the move done into the spoon corner. Banging wheels still though, but he should get the move done now. Yeah, and Storm's run off deep, and is it starting to rain already, or is it just getting darker? I think it's just getting darker, but yeah, Alpha's back in second place. Adam will pit, and he's staying out. Adam's staying out, so Adam's taking the gamble, I believe. He's going to try and stick out to the wet weather, but I believe, and the Storm's getting past everybody here, obviously on the old softs, as I think Truth had a run there, but he had to back out of it and have a mini spin, and that's going to allow Liam the opportunity into the chicane, and Liam does get moved done. The Storm does pit. These two are banging wheels. These two have come together in the past, but Truth does hang on. But Liam's got a good run into turn 1. They both got DRS. What about Gazza behind? Can Gazza get the move done? Could be 3 wide turn 1. Gazza's going to send it on the inside of Liam. What can Liam do about it? Liam hangs out, and yeah, Liam, Truth and Happy, he's under threat a little bit, but yeah, I'd say that Adam was really corking bottle there for these front runners.
Yeah, I think it would have been smart for Adam to have pitted on that lap time, because his teammate really was doing him a solid there, holding those drivers up for him. He definitely would have jumped the likes of Gaza and Liam if he did that. And there's rain. Rain has now started falling here. It's very light at the moment, so it'll still be a couple of laps for the rain to actually start affecting. But now these drivers that went onto the mediums may be kicking themselves a little bit, and maybe Adam is absolutely celebrating in his cockpit, because he knows that he's just got to survive a couple more laps, and those softs can go to at least lap 11, lap 12. So Adam is in the best seat at the moment for picking up this race win at the moment, strategically wise.
Yeah, he needs to pray for heavy rain. He needs to pray for it to rain. It looks heavy-ish, but we're about 2 laps away from wet track. But yeah, Adam, if the rain does, if it does come down massively, it's got a massive lead. That gamble might pay off for him, but it could go the other way. He could get into puncture territory. So Adam would be praying that the rain falls down a lot heavier, and I have to say it's looking quite heavy from what I'm seeing. It is coming down quite heavy. So I think Adam might be in the pound seats here. You know, I think another lap of this and it might be in this. It does look quite heavy.
Yes.
The track is damping up already.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes half a lap for the rain to start getting heavy enough for intermediate conditions, and that's what it's looking like at the moment. Like I said, the rain. We've gone from spitting to showering at the moment, so we're definitely not far. And that's allowed some of these guys to, in the top 6, to start to gather themselves a little bit here, because maybe they're just the dirty air as well. They're going to be struggling for grip, especially on these medium compound. Alpha has played this to perfection, really. If the rain comes out a little bit later, and Adam, he's going to be praying for the rain to come now. Look how heavy the rain is getting. It's maybe a little bit of a wet fan is beginning to form.
Yeah, but I believe next lap it may be worth the gamble for him pitting. This lap he should stay out this lap because there's still plenty of grip on the track. But next lap, this way, I think you may start seeing them pullers falling as Alpha's left position now. So the Renault guys not having the best connection. Alpha's in net lead. Well, he was in net lead before Adam stayed out, but Alpha's disconnected. Hopefully he can rejoin quickly because that can really affect the constructors battle. But Adam should stay out again, surely. He's managing the tyres quite well today. His front tyres on 64%, so he could maybe do another 2 laps like this before he gets into punch territory. But yeah, he's driving quite well, I have to say, and you know, hopefully Alpha can rejoin quickly because he's still in the lead. But Apex Rogue is going to take him here surely because yeah, Alpha is a ghost, so he's going to drop down the order sadly for him, and sadly for Renault as well, because they were looking strong for the championship. And Gaza, man, he's going to have a run on Liam here. Liam is going defending the inside line quite early, but Gaza, look at the run Gaza's got. Gaza's going to go round the outside. Can he hang it on there? And Liam's touched back from him. Liam's got wind damage, and I think Gaza might have got picked up wind damage on him. Gaza survives, but Liam's got wind damage, and that's going to be really difficult for Liam to hang on now with wind damage in the wet weather. But yeah, Gaza had a great run into turn 1, but Liam just hit his rear tyre, and now he's got wind damage, and Liam is going to have to limp till the rain comes in. He's going to run deep as well into the Casio. Oh yes, he's run deep there, and he's fortunate for the other 2 got by. Salty Bear's on the back of Gaza now. Affiliate drivers are fighting aggressively there, and now Apex Rogue's overtaken Alpha. Alpha chopped down the order with his disconnected car. Hopefully he could join out back in very quickly, but Liam, I think Liam maybe he's let top 3 slip there, that mistake. I believe he's going to struggle now with that damaged wing.
Yeah, it's just more and more heartbreak for Liam in the second half of the season here. It's just his form really has dropped down, and he has been getting involved in a lot more incidents. So it's just more disaster for him, and maybe that's probably going to be his potential running for second place over. So I think the best he can hope for is a third place trophy. But here's Sota, but he's using the ERS. He's going to try and make a move down the inside of Gazaman through 130R. He's going to get the move done even before the corner, so it's very easy for him. And that's Sotibe. He's really going back up the position right now. And what about the battle for second place here? Truth gets a really good run onto the back of the Renault driver, so the Renault driver is struggling a little bit here. And Truth is going to have a look around the outside. He's using his overtake, and he's going to get the move done even before the corner. So that is Truth NRP moving up into second place. So he's looking like a man on a mission at the moment. And then he's gone round.
Yeah, he's spun.
And he's picked up wind damage.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit. Yeah, Alpha Show's really struggling. I think I've noticed that when the track gets wetter, drivers can struggle with lack of grip, and this track is getting. I think you could say it's especially damp now, this track, and a lot of guys looking, and Truth NRP, he's looking quite strong. He looks quite comfortable in these conditions, and this is good for his second place and the Constructors Championship, because it doesn't matter if Salty Bear passes him. If he gets second, if he finishes right behind Salty Bear, he's going to win the Constructors Championship, because he's got quite a big gap. And the Renault guys, well, they were looking so good 5 laps ago, but now with one guy disconnected, got wind damage, it's looking quite difficult for them now, as Adam's still in the lead, and Adam, as Liam's pitted on the inters already, so we'll keep an eye on it. He has to do that because of the wind damage. We'll keep a track the guy in the gap, but Liam is losing tyre. I believe it's a lap too early for the inters, so Adam is going to stay out another lap, I believe, but his tyres will be almost gone by now, surely. He's going to pit, yes he does pit, so he's got to go for inters surely, and he's going to have to take a gamble here. As we've got a yellow flag. Who is that? Is that Storm? Yeah, Storm's binned it in the hairpin, but he's managed to get back around again. Liam, on these inner tyres, they're not the right tyre, because Indecisive has gained a lot in this lap, so it's a bit too early for inters, but Adam has to make that decision because he has to pit now because his soft tyres are about to go.
Yeah, further down the grid, Apex Rogue, he spun again through the exit of Spoon, I believe that was. So it's just more and more disaster for the Renault team at the moment. As I said, they were looking so good at the moment, so good, winning the Constructors' Championship, you know, fighting in a 1-2 position, and now it's all falling apart for the team at the moment. One's not even in the lobby, and the other one is just completely bottled it, so I think that's their running out for the Constructors, and I think the call for the intermediates is just far too early.
Yeah, we've got indecisive all over the back of Liam here. Liam, we'll have to pit again, I think. Liam, well, Liam blocked him off, but yeah, this Alpha Tari, he's got no comms whatsoever. Indecisive, they'll take down inside turn 1, up into 10th place, and yeah, MCC Boy has pitted, and so has Jess for Inters, but yeah, these Inters, they're not working. Adam's lost 4 seconds on the ghost car in that lap, so yeah, it's a bit too early for Inters, but Adam had to pit, because if he stayed out again, he would have got a puncher.
Yeah, 100%, but it's one of those moments where it's like, it's just really unfortunate for Adam to be stuck in that predicament there. I mean, his pace, he was looking good at the moment. He was losing time, of course, but he only lost 4 seconds in that time between when the front guys pitted, so I think with a bit of tyre saving, he definitely could have still stayed out for a couple more laps. But of course, I don't know what his tyre percentages were, only he knows that, so no, that's not true because we have Taz, but Jacko retires, and that's a full course caution, and I think there might be a safety car. Virtual
safety car, yeah, safety supposed to be going, yeah. I actually looked at his task data before Adam pitted, and his front tyre's gone 75%, so I think he maybe could do another lap, but a lap that would have been quite good. Jacko's lost Degner, I see there, he's in the wall, and he was on the hard tyres, and well, the hard tyres in these damp track conditions, you'd have the 0 grip there, so I'm not surprised somebody's lost it on the hard tyres, especially at a corner like Degner, where if you run deep end Degner, and TJ's binned it as well, so both the guys on the hard tyres have binned it. Is that in the Degners as well? No, I believe that might be, I believe that was coming, I think he might have lost it coming to the pits, he hit the pit wall there. So yeah, Lilyhart's in for the Inters, and I still haven't seen the signal for DRS disabled yet, so I think it's not too far from being wet enough. DRS is enabled again after the restart as Deli Spritz and Lilyhart come together. Did Lilyhart pick up wind damage there? No, he didn't, so he's quite fortunate there. But yeah, DRS is not yet disabled, so it's not quite wet enough for Inters, but these guys got to make 2 stops. So I believe what these guys have made 2 stops. But yeah, it seems that awkward conditions where it's not wet enough for Inters, but it's quite difficult on the slicks.
Yeah, that seems to be the case here, and those are most definitely the worst conditions to be in when you're driving, of course. But I think these drivers, they'll be able to. I think the front runners will be able to manage. I'm surprised the Suzuka has not spun yet, to be honest. Well, he did spin, but that was due to contact and not his own error. But yeah, Suzuka has not spun yet, which is a bit of a surprise to me. So he's doing well at the moment. He's still in the fight for this win, surprisingly. So that spin, definitely, as he said earlier, that may have actually helped him because it allowed him to separate himself from the pack, which was causing a bit of carnage in between each other, and he was able to run a bit of his own race, and look at how he's benefited from it now. He seems to have superior pace even in true NRP, so he's looking very good at the moment.
Yeah, and Gazza's having a solid race in 3rd place. He's only 4 seconds off the lead. Gazza's doing pretty consistent lap times, only a couple of tenths off the leaders, and Gazza, well, he's looking really strong for his 3rd place with Liam down the order, and DRS is now disabled, so now's the time to hit for Inters, and the likes of Lilyhart maybe timed that perfectly because he came in on the lap of the VSC. He's going to gain a lot of time because of the VSC, and now Lilyhart, I think he's the guy that timed the pit stop perfectly because he's on fresh Inters, and I wonder if would them Inters get to the end. Do you know how long Inters last round here? Because I know tyre and Inters can be quite high, but it'd be interesting if these guys can get a set Inters to the end.
Yeah, and Inters, they'll definitely make it to the end from here. You just have to apply a tiny bit of tyre saving, and I think it's quite easy to save tyres around here. There's a lot of places where you can lift and coast, but yeah, I think you can 100% make it to the end. There's only about 12 laps left to go, so I think now would be the time for these guys to come into the pit lane for the wet intermediate tyres, because as you can see, the track is quite damp at the moment. But what about Soto? He's using his overtake. So will he try and make a move on Truth and RP for the final corner? It'll be very late, and he decides to think better of it. He locks up quite heavily though, but he does get right onto the back of Truth. So will they both be paying in for Inters? It seems as if they are. So we are finally done with the option tyres with the dry tyres, and we're not moving. But he's retired.
Toto lost it in the pits, yeah, he's lost it in the pits, hit the wall, and that ends McLaren's Constructors' Championship. So at the moment, Ferrari looking good in the Switch Championship. Yeah, I just saw the back of Truth NRP and Salty Bear were very close in the pits. I wonder if there's a bit of contact there, because I did see Salty Bear did pick up a penalty, so I wonder if there's contact there, and Salty Bear has ran into the wall and picked up and lost his wheel, and that's a virtual safety car as well. So, wow, Truth NRP. He's going to win this race now, I think. As Adam is going to fight Gaza coming out the pits. Adam's second place, and wow, I didn't see what happened there. I just saw the end of it.
Yeah, I moved off board because I thought about his Lilia and Chris going side by side. Yeah, I just saw I just went off the pit lane because I thought he would have just safely made it into the pit lane and gone for his stop. But I don't know how he was able to bottle it in the pit lane there, but I think that might have been me commentators cursing him a little bit there, saying he's not spun yet, and he spins at the worst time and loses his constructors. And the truth, as long as he finishes in the top, as long as he finishes in the points, he is the constructors champion. So he must be thinking, as long as he plays it safe, he's got a free trophy.
Yeah, and Gaza might fancy the race win here. He was only 5 seconds off, and he was definitely getting early on. Yeah, in the task data, it does say Salty Bear got a stop goal penalty for speeding the pit lanes. I wonder if Salty Bear was maybe a little bit too eager on that break coming the pits. Maybe he locked up when the pits hit the wall. He's got, as now we've got a safety car, so that is definitely opened up the race now. Is anybody else DNF? So what was that safety car for? But we've got a safety car now. That's going to allow the likes of Gazza's actually got no penalties, and the likes of Truth and Adam do. So Gazza at the moment, he's in an Alpha. This is going to allow Alpha to, but I don't think Alpha's rejoined yet. If Alpha's watching, he can rejoin. He might have a chance of winning the race here. But yeah, the safety car's come out, and look at Liliat and Adam. Wow, likes of Jess and Indecisive, they can get big points now. They just keep out the wall.
Yeah, I tell you what, Gazzaman might win this. I'm not going to say anything, so I don't want to curse anything, but Gazzaman is sitting very, very, very pretty at the moment. And of course, Lilia, look at him. He's been a midfield as Rogue has retired from the session, but he was at the back, so that's just all confirmed. Truth NRP's Constructors Championship, but Adam comes into the pit lane. But yeah, Lilia, he could be in for a podium himself. Of course, he's been in the midfield this season, but what do you know? It just takes one crazy race, and it takes one of the midfield drivers to be battling for the podiums here. So Lilia is looking very, very good at the moment. He must be feeling quite confident.
Yeah, I think Adam has made sense position here. Obviously, he was on quite old, and Alpha has rejoined, so that safety car definitely woke him up. But yeah, I think Adam has made quite and Lihat, they're both making quite sense position here. They've both got quite a big gaps to the car behind them. So what they're doing, they're pitting, putting fresh inners on, and they'll definitely get to the end of them tyres. They'll have fresh inners. I think that's quite sensible from Adam and Lihat to both pit, because they're not going to lose any places, but they've got fresh tyres. And he was obviously watching the stream, I guess, but yeah, that's definitely an Alpha might win the race here. The Constructors' Championship for Ferrari, I believe. All Truth has to do really is finish in the top 10, and he's going to win the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, so Truth should win the Constructors' Championship. He just keeps out the wall. But yeah, Gaza could definitely win this race. Alpha, obviously, and Adam, obviously, of the top. Of the drivers in the race, so only Truth won a race. So we could see a new race. I think there's a high possibility of a new race winner tonight.
Yeah, especially with Truth's penalty as well. As long as Gaza, Alpha, Adam stay within that 3-second mark, even Liam, they're definitely in contention for this race win here. But it depends how aggressive these drivers will want to be here in the final races, because of course Truth is going to be defending for his life. He knows he has the constructors, but he wants to go for the glory as well. He's still in the battle for the top 2 in the drivers' championship, I believe. So there's still a chance for him to pick up 2 trophies this season. So he's definitely going to be going for it. But we have some dark horses here. We have Adam, we even have Lilia. So these drivers definitely, we're in for a very, very entertaining finale to this season.
Yeah, everybody's done 2 stops, and MCSC boys actually in the full wets, coming to pits again. I believe that might be their strategy area, but he's a lap down, so the best he can do, I think, is 12th place, because he's a lap down everybody else. Everybody else is on the lead lap, so I'm gonna ask you before this race restarts, who do you think's going to win this race?
I think it's going to win this race. I think it's going to be Gazzaman.